In this video, I'm going to show you how to make a banner, and the banner that I'm going to make is going to look very similar to the ones you see on this screen here that I did for Vic High School. So how did I do that? Well, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to use the rectangle tool to draw a simple box. I'm going to leave the fill color as white, the stroke is black, and I might add a little bit thicker, maybe 4 points, but really doesn't need to be. And I'm going to make the cap a rounded cap, but it didn't really need to be that. Okay, so I'm going to use the rectangle tool and just simply draw a rectangle. Now, if I want to copy the rectangle, if I hold the Alt key, ALT key, with the selection, you'll notice I've got two triangles. That means I'm making a copy, okay? So if I want to make another copy, I hold the Alt key and I can simply drag and release in a different place. So let me use this copy, and I'm going to transform it by making the end part of my flag much smaller. But the flag I want to draw doesn't look like a square. It's got an indent in it, a triangle indent. So how do I make that? Well, I'm going to use the pen tool. And with the pen tool, I'm going to click right in the middle to make a new point. And you'll notice it turned into a plus symbol when I did that. I'm then going to use the sub-selection tool to bring that point in. And if I hold Shift, it'll keep it as a nice straight line. And there we go. I now have an object that has an indent, a triangular indent. So that's the edge of the flag that's going to come back here. I want to copy that. So I'm going to use the selection tool. I'm going to hold the Alt key and I'm going to drag a copy of that. Put a copy over here. Well, this flag is fine. If I want to move it, I can move this one here. And of course, I'd right click and arrange it and send it to the back so it's behind the flag. So it gives it the illusion that the banner is on top of the little flaggy bit at the bottom. But I want to do this one, but this one, if I did that, it's going the wrong way. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to go to Object and Transform, and I want to reflect it. I'm going to select a reflective vertical, which is going to make it so it goes the opposite way exactly. I'm going to now move it to about where I want it. Right click and arrange it to the back. And you'll notice I just need to join now these last bits. So I'll grab a line, I'll grab a corner, and I can drag it and put it in the corner like so. Now I'd like to put some text on my banner. So to add some text to my banner, let's just click on the text here, and I wrote school is fun. That sounds good. I'm going to highlight this and go to my type and maybe make the font much larger. 36, maybe even larger than that. I don't know. 48. Sure, that looks about right. I think it'll still fit. I can change the font. Maybe something more interesting. I don't know. That's not really that different, but that's okay. And I think now I actually made the size too big because of this font, so I'll go back to 36. Okay, so I want to move this. So again, I'm going to drag in the middle. I click on the middle part, and there you go, school is fun. So now I want to add some effects to this banner. So I've done a basic banner. And what I can do, if I go to copy it, it's only going to have the one or two things. So I'm going to take the arrow, draw a box around it so everything's selected. And then I'm going to press Control and G. That's going to group it. Finally, I can make a duplicate of this. So I've got a couple of these to play with. Let's get rid of that. Do it again, Alt, and I'll put a duplicate up here. So let me show you some effects I can do. So for the first one, I'll leave it plain. The second one, I'm going to go to Effect, and I'm going to add a warp to it. And let's say the warp is going to be an arc. I can modify how much of an arc I'm going to put, and I can even distort it vertically and horizontally if I wanted as well. And there you go. School is fun. There's my next banner. finding this banner here. Let's try a different effect. Warp. One of my favorite ones is the flag. And there you go, the flag, and voila. Notice if I make it larger, the whole thing is going to be larger. It's going to keep the lovely, because it's a vector, it's going to keep everything without pixelating and look really good.